I don't know what to call this one, so we'll see what the title is. But this is more of a life update. All my videos I've posted up till now are just, they're not meant for a lot of views. I'm not trying to go viral. I'm genuinely just trying to, again, I've said it before, not care what others think, get over the fear of being perceived, and improve my speaking. The last 2 days, I just got into sales. I've been watching sales videos for some time. Years before, I was always kind of interested in it. I love The Wolf of Wall Street. Good movie, very motivating, energy is very high. But I never got into it with everything in my life. Like back then, I had all these ideas, I just never did them. But sales always intrigued me because people make such large amounts of money just using their voice, the art of persuasion. And I always felt, I think I was always a good speaker. I think I was always a good speaker. I didn't nurture it. I was so quiet. So I all those things I would have said, they were just thoughts. I was always a thinker. I'd always think to myself, but I never let it out. I never spoke to people. I was always very timid. I was scared of what people would think, and I was just scared of being judged. So I didn't let it out. I didn't express myself. But I was always interested in sales because people would just speak simply using the art of persuasion, their voice. They would something we all pretty much have. They'd use that and they would make tons of money. And I was just like, people work so hard day in, day out, hours and hours with typical jobs. And they're like, they don't make that much money. Like all that time, the thing is, their time is their money. They exchange time for money. People who make lots of money typically understand that it's better to exchange a skill or real value, high value skills for money because then it's not tied to time. It's still tied to time in a sense where you have developed that skill, but once you do, it's exponential growth. You start making a lot more money, but it's even less work because you're just getting better and better at what you are, and then you ramp up how much of something you do, and then boom, you're making tons and tons of money. Not to say that it's easier than a job. I'd argue it's honestly harder because you have less direction. Nobody really tells you what to do. The rejections it's much less uncomfortable, and it's much more of an uncertain thing that it's hard to traverse and navigate. But I did my first few sales calls. I doing sales real estate with my brother. So I always saw my brother doing real estate, running around, calls, all that sort of stuff. But I was younger, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to get interested into these things, and I realized like I have a perfect mentor for free. Not exactly for free. It's time and energy, but money wise, he's not going to charge me. He's my older brother, and I've recently gained a lot of respect for him, seeing that he's doing a very big transaction. People are trusting him with arguably the biggest decision of their lives, and he's done it multiple times, which is it's an incredible thing to do. Such a huge transaction, such a life impacting decision. And all you're really doing is learning things and then displaying that knowledge to others in a way where, when I say persuasion, people, when they hear sales and persuasion, they think of like scammers a lot of the time. Like people are just trying to sell you something just for the sake of it. But sales is not something to be frowned upon. Yes, some people do sketchy sales things. They sell dumb products just for money, just for profit. But sales, if done right, can be a morally great thing. But mainly, it's just simply using the art of persuasion in your voice, text, whatever you do. You can earn so much money. And I just realized how crazy of a concept is that. Just speaking to another person, you speak to countless people every day, you can make tons of money. People are making millions. However, but they're in sales or they started in sales. Most millionaires start in sales. Selling is all around you. Everything you see, somebody sold to someone. If it's the clothes you're wearing, you bought that. Someone sold that to you and made money. The problem is we all consume and consume and consume, but we don't create, because when you create, other people will consume. And when other people consume, you get benefit in return, which a lot of people just don't do. It's not the norm. It's a bit odd to a lot of people. It's a alien concept. But doing my first sales call, I realized that this is more of a hunch. I don't really have proof for this. I guess you could say some life experience. I've always found myself pretty persuasive, like with friends, with family a lot of the time, here and there. But I'd say just in life, I feel like I'm more persuasive than the average person. I was always good at convincing people with whatever topic, whatever it was. Like I like debate. I wasn't in a debate club or anything, but like I had a law class where we would debate in class about certain topics, and even if I didn't know all the facts, I loved trying to explain and understand other people's viewpoints, try and explain and convince them of my viewpoint. So, and I always just loved talking. I didn't express myself enough, but I did like talking and I did like expressing myself through voice. I think speech is one of the most powerful tools that people just don't use enough because they don't nurture it. Like speaking and the persuasion itself are both a skill. Like speaking is a skill. Speaking can be developed. People just don't go that extra mile to develop their speech. They'll go that extra mile to improve on their enunciation, their dictation. I still struggle with it. I slur my words sometimes. I struggle with words. Like there, I stuttered. I say whatever all the time. But sales is just you can make tons of money simply using your voice. Persuasion. Now it is a skill, and like all other skills, you develop that skill. So it's not easy. You don't start and make money. But the thing is, it's one of those things that's actually possible. Like it's like real estate. It's not possible to just like sell a house all of a sudden. You get licensed, you do this, do that. And I am doing real estate based sales where right now I'm just an appointment setter, nothing grand. But I've only done 2 sessions of calls, pretty short, both on the weekend. Like this weekend, like it's not nothing life changing, but it is good because it's new, it's change, it's progression. I've been linear my whole life, but like I'm starting to feel like a trend of like upward stuff. I'm actually starting to try things. I'm trying content like this. My videos so far, they're just like one take yap slop, and the only people watching it through are like I don't know, so someone's genuinely interested, or maybe like family or friends. A few friends told me, oh, they watched the video. Shout out Josh. Shout out Josh Weimer. Absolute intellectual weapon. Beautiful person. I'll make a video on that some other day, just yapping about him, but great guy. I want to get into sales. I see the potential, and I think genuinely think if it's something that I nurture, I think I could be lethal. Now that might sound cringe, like, and I also don't have like a whole lot of evidence, but I always feel like I've been good at persuading, and I feel like speaking is just it's something I want to nurture. Like I would love to someday give like speeches to people. I mean, that would only happen if I have like the social proof to where people should listen to me, and then like the skills and like stories worth telling, advice worth telling, where people would actually be willing to come and listen. But I've always loved speeches, valedictorian speeches, um, any fiction, nonfiction, quotes, speeches, that sort of thing. I've always found them motivating and very insightful. I'm not like a major nerd, but like I've just heard like speeches like Alexander the Great speech. There's Erwin's speech, very motivating. But different speeches that are just voice itself, especially with music. I love music too. Music with lyrics. If the lyrics are good, the vocals are good, like that really I love music. It hits me to my core. So things to do with the voice and speech. I've always interested me, but I've just never got into it. I never explored it. I was always scared to give it a shot and to dip my toes in the deep end. But I gave sales a shot and I realized it's not as scary as I thought it would be. Like I get nervous because I don't fully know what I'm talking about. Like the product itself, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the concepts and whatnot. So being a bit undereducated on the topic as I'm actively trying to book an appointment of someone with my brother so that he can sell them also. He knows it all. Like he's licensed, he has experience, he's done deals before. But me, it's like I don't really know much. So what if they ask a question off script, which happened the first time, and I had an awkward pause. I like stared at my brother for help, and he's pointing at a number. He's like, I asked, I'm talking about bed and bathrooms. The guy's like, I'm like, how many bed and bathrooms? The guy actually answered. This is like the first call ever. The guy actually answered, but I didn't account for that, and I didn't know how many there were in the unit, and I just could pause, which is okay. I'm learning. That's fine. Again, it's a skill. I have to develop that. I have to develop my knowledge and confidence and speaking ability all together. But the guy hung up, which makes sense. I went out of my day to interrupt him. He was interested in it because it wasn't a strict cold call. He signed up for info on it, but it opened my eyes to how easy it can be. Again, once you're willing to start, start before you feel ready. But it's just eye opening that people make so much money through speech, through persuasion. Persuasion is so powerful. The voice is so powerful. So, doing my first session of sales, I think I'm going to be really good at it. And I think I'm going to like it a lot. It is a bit of grunt work because, even though once you get good, you still have to put in the reps of calling and calling and calling. Like, you have to convert. Let's say you call 10 people, and let's say three respond, three out of the 10. And let's say two of them aren't interested, and let's say one actually is interested. So out of 10, you converted one into what you wanted to. For me right now, it's very simple, very plain. It's just appointments, connecting people with my brother, who is an experienced realtor. That's all I'm doing. Appointment setting. With sales, there's typically setters and closers, people who set up appointments, book those appointments with someone else higher up on the chain, whatever, someone more experienced or someone who's selling the product, and closers. My brother would be the closer in this sense, where he's doing a lot of the grunt work of, you have to find a genuine good product for them. You have to pitch it to them. A house is a big investment, so people will spend, months, maybe even years. Like sometimes you have a client that like you might manage for a year or two or more, who knows, because it's such a big thing. But the thing is, through your persuasion, your speech, and your effort, you can help them in the biggest investment, purchase, transaction, whatever you call it, of their life, typically of most people's lives. The biggest and one of the most important things is the purchase of a home, their first home, purchase of the home. And simply through speech, persuasion, knowledge, you can make tons of money and just you can bend reality to your will. You can just change the world. Like, you're providing such a big value. And I actually like it. And it's just, I've always been like shy by nature, but like I realized like it's not that bad. For the first call, like I made a lot of people didn't pick up, granted the time, but like I actually just made calls. Like, it was phenomenal. It was honestly phenomenal, because like, what a weird word to use, phenomenal. But again, I'm yapping. One take for all the videos so far. This is more of a diary, you could say, for now. I'd say later. Content is so important in this world now, for especially marketing and personal branding. Top two, you need to know content. You need to be at least good at having some online presence is like crucial. But I'm realizing how powerful sales is. And I feel like I genuinely think like I'm gonna be good at it. Like, I think I'm gonna have a knack for it. It's obviously gonna take discipline. Like, I'm gonna have to keep at it and learn and do a lot of reps. But I think I'm gonna be good at it. Like, and there's a lot of different like aspects to it. Like, people have limiting beliefs. You have to prescribe those beliefs, and you have to break them down. You have to bring out the needs that they have. So you have to identify, well, what do they want? What are they looking for out of this? You have to connect it to, I say, prescribing. So like diagnosing is like the problem or what they want. And then prescribing is the, you know, giving them that value. Why do your services, what you're selling, how does that genuinely help their life? How does it improve them? How does it get them to their goals? Because why would they work with you? Why would they buy from you? You have to show them, well, what is it they want? What do they need to do? Or how can you help? And then you help them by prescribing them with the solution, which is going to be your services or your product that you represent. I'm going to get into sales. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm also going to get into real estate with my brother, give him my best shot, because he'll be a great mentor. Like, he's lived a similar path to me, same parents, same household, similar stuff. but he's got experience. He's seen the world and is as smart as a person can be. Not that I'm some genius. I'm just your average guy, but well, not average. I'm gonna say I believe in myself. I believe that I'll be extraordinary. I don't think I am now, but I think not knowing in a sense it's knowing, but more so just the choice of believing. It's like I struggle with saying I might. I've always said I might be successful. No, like I will. It can be embarrassing to say something like because like what if we look like 30 years down the road and I'm like a bum, like some like if I go 30 years in the past into the future and someone looks back on the past finds this video and is like, oh yeah, this was you, like that'll be embarrassing. But you have to be willing to take that risk of embarrassment and being wrong because you can't think you're wrong. You have to believe. I believe that I will be someone worth remembering. So I'm going off on a tangent. I just started sales. I like it. I'm gonna keep at it. I actually enjoy it, and I think there's a lot of potential. And if you if you're still watching, not bored out of your mind, if you're still watching and you've ever thought about doing sales, I'd say give it a shot because it is such a in need skill. Like everybody's selling something. So sales representatives, there's a demand for you. And if you can get good enough at it, people will pay a high demand for you. Because if you're earning, let's say it's high ticket sales and you're selling like for example in real estate, you're selling a home to someone. You make commission. If it's 2.5%, whatever that is, people homes are like very expensive. You're gonna make a fat commission check. Thousands, if not like more likely tens of thousands of dollars, 10, 20, 30K. It's if it's millions, you can make like 100K, 300K, who knows? You can make a lot of money via commission as a sales representative. And they're always in demand. And the better you get, the more you can make because you can just represent a more expensive service or product, whatever. If you ever thought about sales, give it a shot. It can be daunting, especially you don't know too much about the industry yet, and you may be like me, where it's like you've always been very scared of what people would think, so it's held you back. So maybe your social skills aren't as good, maybe your speaking ability isn't as good. I think it's important that you just try it out because you'll genuinely realize it's not as scary, and if you can see the potential, I think it is such a good investment into yourself of learning how to sell. One of the most powerful skills I think people can have, especially when it comes to business and money. It's like a fundamental. A fundamental you should know. It doesn't even need to be a fundamental. It could be your life's work and you could do phenomenally in sales. But like even if you don't plan a career in sales, I think doing sales will make you a much more well-spoken person. Absolutely. And I think it guarantees you become a good speaker but learn to persuade. I think persuasion is very important because like in life you want all these things and you can't get it just because like people may not want to give it to you or they want more out they want more from you out of it. But it's like if you can persuasion is how you get everything out of life. It's effort, there's other aspects, but persuasion is powerful. Imagine being able to convince people to buy something that you make a crazy commission on each time. And this is not a greedy thing. Like if you want money, you want money, you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to suffer, then this is not a conversation of greed. Like don't think people in sales are greedy. A lot of them may be, and in fact they might even embrace it. But it's like we just don't want to be poor. Like like I always had an entrepreneur mindset. My brother did too. Like my brother went to school, didn't use his degree because he could have got a good job, out earned many decent people. He worked at a pharmacy and he was like, I don't know the details, but he knew he didn't like it. Like he knew he was limited. He was gonna get comfortable and his life wasn't gonna change. But he's willing to take the risk of I might not get paid, but he's like, despite that struggle and uncertainty, I'll still do it. Like you eat what you kill. Like his pay is not like he has no salary. It's based off his effort. So some months you might eat really good. Some months maybe no business. Then that means no money, but the bills will keep coming. It's not easy. It's very uncertain, and it's a different type of stress. The 9 to 5 is like a body stress, but this type of the stress of an entrepreneur is mentally and physically, because you got to put more hours, because you have that starting zone of making nothing, not doing a lot, and yet you're pouring so much time into something, but you're getting such minimal returns. Your time no longer equals money. It's the value that starts to equal money. So when you have less value when you begin, where's the money coming from? Maybe you get a job to supplement that, whatever. If you're considering sales, give it a shot. It's not as scary as you think, and I think people just they talk themselves out of things. Give it a shot. I gave it a shot. It's still very early, like I basically just started, but I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna start learning, start working as much as I can, start taking some calls. And I'm glad to have this opportunity, and I don't want to waste it because time is finite, and I've wasted more than enough time in my life. So that's just kind of wanted to yap about sales, because I always knew that sales was a very prominent thing, but I didn't really see the potential, the value. I didn't actually envision it. And after giving it a shot, I think I want to stick with it for a while. I think I see some good potential. And my message to anyone who's still listening: if you've ever thought about sales, if you haven't, if you don't like sales, that's fine. It's not for everyone. If you've thought about sales, or even if you maybe you don't really like it or want to do it, but you think you should, you should, for whatever goals you have, financial goals, just do it. Just pick up the phone, start dialing. Just start calling. Wolf of Wall Street. Just start calling. Change your life. That's it.